All right, betrayed, disappointed, apathetic, anxious, discouraged. That is how 5 Trump voters describe their feelings about the country right now. Trump voters. They were part of a New York Times focus group with a dozen Trump voters, 6 Republicans, 6 independents, all of them unhappy with the president's second term. In fact, 9 out of 12 of them say they regret their vote, complaining the president has not kept his promises, like no new wars, tax breaks, lower prices. Kitty, a 36-year-old independent mom from Pennsylvania, put it this way: we're starting to see we're getting disillusioned. All these false promises, we don't know it for what it is right now. Chris, a Republican electrician from Illinois, is worried the president isn't focused on people like him. Quote, the stock market, Wall Street, he's focused on the rich. Daniel, an independent from California who works in manufacturing, agreed. He said, I think he's protecting his rich buddies. It's pretty hard to tell a rich person what to do. They're going to do whatever they want. John, a 62-year-old Republican, said something similar, using the Trump renaming the Kennedy Center as his example. Quote, he kind of does what he wants, almost without any repercussions, whether we like it or not. There were also concerns about corruption. Here is Nancy, an independent from Arizona. She says everything he's doing, from the little things like tearing down part of the White House to putting up the ballroom, everything he does just feels very corrupt and self-serving. And despite mostly being out of the news cycle, we did hear about Epstein as well. Michelle, a Latina Republican, said, we're still cloaking and protecting people of power because they're not people, because they're people of power. Protecting the people in power because they're in power. So are they outliners, those Trump voters? The numbers do not suggest that. A recent Fox News poll shows voters now trust Democrats more than Republicans on the economy. The economy! That's the first time that's happened in 16 years. The Cook Political Report currently rates 217 House seats as leaning blue. It takes 218 to win the majority. Even the Senate is now in play. The Times, speaking to multiple GOP strategists, reports Trump's allies are exasperated by the president's lack of focus on the elections, even when he's holding events designed to highlight his highlights. For example, right after he gave a speech on his no tax on tips policy a couple of weeks ago, you remember this, when he went outside of the Oval Office to get a prearranged delivery of McDonald's from the, quote, DoorDash granny. Well, when he took questions from reporters during that event, instead of trying to keep the focus on his policy, he took questions and waxed poetic on a